ordinary course with the appropriate business and people.
Yeah, but I think we can commit to a concept without a number.
Thank you.
Did you have a question for me?
No. As the council has been discussing that, we don't really have time to thank you so much for
Well, we're hoping that perhaps what you could do is put into the findings something with respect to this first request. That's a specific request. We have not suggested specific findings to the council formally yet. We are still in negotiations with SSC. We received very late today their response to the points we discussed last week. Our discussions will continue tomorrow. It was a suggestion that Council President Lesnick made that we're following up on. What we did do tonight was hand to Attorney Ryan and Attorney Constantine a draft of what we might submit to the Council tomorrow. We wanted to get it out to the attorneys so they could at least begin the process of understanding what our position is at this point. We've done that. I've given a copy of Mrs. Buffalo as well. And perhaps tomorrow the negotiations do not go forward. We'll send that formal letter to you.
I mean, the theory is, and I haven't seen it, but it's easier to have the words that's X out of paragraph and put in the story around the last minute and put it into the last minute.
And we are trying not to be here at the very last minute, but we're trying also to avoid getting to what is very full places to everybody.
In the community, the council members, the staff, everybody, the press, has made to really around the clock focus on this project.
Thank you very much.
Now we're going to go and then we have that ladies, and then we have council members down.
Good evening, Ned Taro, one of the co-coordinators of the Yonkers Alliance for Community Benefits. Thank you again for having the chance to update you on the process of the Community Benefits Agreement. I just have 3 points. I'm joined this evening by Yonkers Spiro and Julie Weiner, also be talking about education. Just to help us with plenty of information, perhaps to the consultants. Does this landmark request before you, must that be handled first before you can complete the findings, or can you complete the findings and then handle the landmark request? We're a little confused on that. Could someone help us?
We talk about the landmark, we make it
Right. Can you complete?
I guess what the council is saying is that we could conceivably adopt the findings and then handle landmark request afterwards, although from a practical point of view, we're adopting a set of findings that calls for the demolition of all the park. They couldn't do that demolition until we acted on the landmark request, because there's a moratorium for some period of time, but 180 days. But, even if this thing were approved on Thursday night, I don't necessarily know that the wrecking ball from the company would not be 80 days.
So there's no procedural, again, through your consultants, no procedural defect to act, should you decide to act on Thursday on the finding, and then later on act on the, either way, on the landmark. Great, okay, great. Three quick items. Number one, please report that, again, the Alliance has had a number of members who have joined the Alliance over time, and tomorrow morning I'll update that list for you. But just some of the names who feel the same way, that basically a good project, but we need some commitments in writing that the CBA is a good vehicle for that, and that the findings is a good place for your expression that the CBA is a good part of the land use controls for this wonderful project. But some of the people who have felt the same way include the Council of PTA, Yonkers Kiwanis, Grayston, JCY Westchester Community Partners, Lincoln Watts, Level Park, South Broadway Bridge, St. John's Episcopal Church, Nepperhan Community Center, the Yonkers Convention and the NAACP, the Yonkers Federation of Teachers, the YWCA. So we'll continue to get that list.
In based on our comments tonight, standing up.
And we get, we certainly appreciate this. This is a complex project. Certainly many years I've been in Yonkers, this is one of the largest ones I've ever seen. The second piece then to let you know is on Monday, we had our meeting with SFC, and SFC responded in writing to our term sheet. There were a number of items that they felt comfortable with, and there were a large number that they did not feel comfortable with. I do agree with Nortrick that I think one of the factors affecting that is the opportunity to receive from you some signal as to whether you think that community benefits, at least the concept, is something important to the land use controls on this huge project that has some wonderful benefit, but also has some impact. And that's all what we're really talking about, is controlling the impact. And then I think as Nortrick said, that in addition to reporting on this, we will report back to SFC based on their comments back to us to keep that dialogue going. And I think, as earlier mentioned by your consultant, you recognize that bringing to closure the CEQA process is important. Any findings that we think are helpful to how we see it as important, but we also recognize the other approvals, the substantive approvals about the master plan changes to urban renewal, changes to the zoning, all because this project is so different than all the plans and zoning we've had in place for so many years. And all these changes are required, which takes that kind of thoughtful process. So, again, we appreciate the opportunity to continue to discuss it with you. We're pleased that so many other organizations and individuals have felt the same way. We're continuing our negotiations with SFC, and we look to the findings to be another place for you to communicate your feelings about it as our elected officials, and we do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Kathy Williams, Press Association. Okay, you all have the letter that I sent over this morning. This is kind of new territory for me, I have to admit. But I just want to point out that I'm not feeling that City Council has shown a commitment to protecting the building or preserving the building, whether you landmark it or not. So I'm looking for every avenue, and that involves also following procedure if it's necessary to include the protection and the landmarking decision in an FEIS. So that's on the table. And I just feel like I can't impress on you how important this building is and the history that it represents in health for Yonkers and its achievement, which is such a wonderful thing, a statement of the leaders that were in the past here. I've also discovered that because Yonkers receives state and federal financing, that you also are obligated to do an economic assessment of the building as far as viability of renovation and cost and this kind of thing, and adaptive reuse that we've been talking about in the past. But it hasn't come up. It seems like it's 87 Nepperhan is just kind of assumed to be demolished, and it's just really painful. And I will do everything possible to stop it from being demolished. One thing I wanted to say is that I know City Council passed a resolution, and it was some time ago, about having a SUNY school here in Yonkers.